Alright, let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome to the channel where today we're going to be checking out Wayfinders. Now, this is a game that's definitely seen a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs, and it's very unfortunate. I do know they recently lost their publisher, but they actually consider this to maybe be a positive for them, hopefully. So if you're not familiar with Wayfinders, Airship Syndicate, I will say right out, I am kind of biased because I'm a big fan of Airship Syndicate. They've put out a lot of good games over the last couple of years. Nothing like stellar, not like Game of the Year games, but stuff that's been really fun. Notably, in the last couple of years, they put out Darksider Genesis, was the top-down action RPG where you got to play as Ruin, I believe, from the Darksiders universe. Then they also made the League of Legends RPG called The Ruin King, which I'm going to be completely honest. Even if you don't care about League of Legends at all, I will still say that the Ruin King is probably one of the best turn-based RPGs that's come out in recent memory, like on a modern gaming platform, because it's just really good. And it is a turn-based RPG, but somehow they still manage to keep the essence of having like a MOBA in there, in the sense that like the way you deal combat is that your characters can deal fast, slow, and medium attacks, but they kind of treat them like lanes as if you were playing a MOBA. It's difficult to explain without showing it. Just to say that that game is awesome, and I believe their first foray was a game called Battle Chasers Night War, and that game was amazing. They have a very unique art style for their games, and they are generally very fun. And Wayfinders came out a little over a year ago, to a mixed reception, mostly because they had a lot of connectivity problems. There was people having trouble logging in every day, and essentially they were just having problems developing for the game. I believe they got dropped from the publisher, or at least the publisher bowed out. I can't remember who the publisher was. And it was before like a live service-ish type game. I believe it was originally going to go free to play. But that didn't work out. So instead they decided to pivot, I guess, into an offline title. You can still play it with friends, you can still co-op with friends, you can still invite people to your party and play the game, but it's no longer like MMO-esque in that sense. Instead, what we have here is a single-player game with the option to have other people on your team. And honestly, I have to say, love it or hate it, because a lot of people dislike the fact that they bought into something that was originally online and is now no longer online. But I think maybe this might actually be for the betterment of this game. After playing it for a little bit here, I'm only level 5. I've only done a couple of things, and there's still a couple of wonky things here. I have to say, on a technical and performance front, the game runs a lot better when you're not having to wait for the server to transition you to different areas or load bosses in or this, that, and the other. I just feel like performance-wise, the game has been pretty good so far. So we're going to jump in here a little bit, showcase the game as it is in the single-player state. There was a complete wipe of the game, so any progress that you did have got completely wiped because of the way they're retooling everything. As you can see right here, based off of this, if you had seen it before, they've retooled how this little startup menu looks right here whenever you pause the game. You can come in here and see they reworked the way the gear system looks, and now with the addition of being able to equip characters, they now have their own gear set. So as you play through the game, like, this is Venomous, one of the characters you can get access to. She will find armor specifically for her, and I'm still wearing her base armor, but I did play a different character I'll showcase. That was Nis. And whenever you go through the dungeons, you will actually find armor sets right here that will give you stacking bonuses based on how much of the armor you have equipped, and that is pretty cool. I am a genuine fan of that. I will honestly say that's pretty cool that they do that, and each character has their own set of armor sets. I do have 4 or 5 of the characters. I haven't unlocked Senja yet, and they did add in the character they were going to originally add in when it's still online, Grendel. I have not unlocked him, but they do have his rewards tower here. And because it's no longer an online title, I don't really think this was the case before, but you cannot purchase the keys. I don't think there's any microtransaction. I think you pay a 1 box price and you get into the game. So essentially we're going to jump into a mission here and to showcase how the gameplay looks like. So if you like the content and you want to see more games like Wayfinder here on the channel, make sure you're liking and subscribing and commenting down below. Let me know if you want to see more of this game, or you know, specifically this game or a different character or something like that. So right now we have a quest here, start a Codex Hall expedition using a shadow imbuement. Important thing to note is I am playing on, you know, the regular game here. It doesn't have difficulties. You can increase the difficulties using these imbuments right here, and it'll tell you what the difficulty is over there on the right through power range. However, it is also important to note that whenever you start up the game for the first time again, it will give you like 5 difficulty options, I believe. Can we see that? Can we see that in the menu here? Yeah, 4. Okay. And by default, I chose to go with heroic. I don't know if there's a benefit to that or not, but I just figured, why not? Who knows? So yeah, I am playing it on the harder difficulty, so if things look a little bit tankier here, that's probably why I did that to myself. And I'm going to go ahead and use a shadow imbuement, because that is what our quest is. And they even change little animations for like how you unlock the rifts and stuff. I do find that the loading times are much quicker than they used to be as well. I just feel overall, on a technical front, the game is running a lot better than it was previously. So, that isn't to say that the game is better for it, but there are a lot of things in here that are great. Like, for instance, there's these new little things right here. They're basically little lore bits, and it says right here, for instance, that I need to be Wingrave in order to unlock this. Well, I can just come into my character screen if I want to. I can swap to Wingrave for a moment since I have him unlocked. And I'll just come out here, and I'll hit this. And I can pay a number of memory fragments. And I'll basically open this rift and give me a little bit of story. And there's a number of these for all of the characters. And you get different rewards if you complete all of them for every character. And they're spread out through all the maps, not just this character. So, how did he immediately jump to level 4? That's crazy. Maybe he got XP from that specifically?
Just tell me what the
So I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I guess so, because I did one with Silo earlier and I never played him, so it looks like those rifts give XP as well. I am using Venomous. I like her because her toolkit allows her to poison enemies and heal herself, and I do like that she can, every character can use any weapons, and I choose to use daggers with her. So one thing I will like is the randomly generated nature of these levels. However, they're not entirely random. It's definitely, what do they call them? I'm trying to think of the word here while I'm fighting. They're definitely, tile sets. That's what I'm trying to think of. I'm going to go ahead and do that right there. And as you can see, I am managing to deal with these guys as necessary. I am taking a little bit of damage here. No, I don't like that at all. I believe these guys get bigger the more you hit them. I could be wrong. Yeah. That guy's dead. And I believe... was that all of them? That was all of them. So you're more or less doing pretty much the same thing that you were doing previously whenever you're playing Wayfinders. You go into a randomly generated dungeon and basically making the rift hearts. I will say that I also feel like the levels in themselves may have gotten harder, but that's also because I am playing on a harder difficulty. But I fought the first boss, which is the Spider Cell Wreck, I believe, and it did actually take me a number of times to actually be able to beat her at the suggested level. That is also, again, possible because I am probably playing in a much harder difficulty than I should be. And if you don't know about the dual dagger set, I will say right off the bat, I am a huge fan of the dagger set that I am playing right now, because essentially you can choose to just not take damage entirely. Instead, you can parry an enemy. I want to get out of there. Like this, and you will basically ignore the damage that was supposed to be dealt to you, and instead deal it to the enemies. Or like parry back at them, essentially. Go ahead and hit that. Looks like we got a little bit of healing. Go ahead and throw that down. So essentially what I'm doing is Venomous, she will drop venom clouds under enemies as she combos them. My L1 X button, my other ability allows me to dash through and leave poison clouds on the ground, and my triangle button skill essentially allows me to throw a canister in the ground that absorbs all the poison on the ground, does a shockwave amount of damage, and then based on the number of venom clouds that are on the ground, I get healing back. I am a big fan of her toolkit because I feel like she...
Jacket's ruined.
What did I get hit by? I feel like I got hit by something very hard there. I feel like she's definitely one of the stronger options in the game. Looks like we got ourselves a new relic we can equip. Maybe that's what that... Maybe we stood on a trap. I'll have to go back and rewatch that, because I don't know exactly what damage I took there. But yeah, as far as characters go, I feel like Venomous has a pretty good Louis ring? Ask the engineer in Skyline about the ring. Okay, cool. We got a quest here in this level. But yeah, I feel like across the characters, she's definitely one of the stronger ones. I had her available from the start. I believe probably more or less because I made her available through a quest back when it was available in its previous form.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one down because I'm taking a crap ton of damage here. These guys do not hit lightly. I need to get out of here. We're gonna go ahead and poison all these guys.
This may sting.
Alright, got a whole bunch of kills there. I was pretty sure that I at least countered some of that, but apparently not. I kept on trying to get a counter, but it wasn't going off. We got little checkpoints here. And looks like we might have ourselves... Yeah, we have an event here. This little orb right here will start an event. We can go ahead and tap this. And we basically got to align these orbs here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hit that. I'm gonna go back up, let them get hit by that poison.
If I die, I am gonna be
Oh, I need to watch out. That'll most definitely clear out some of those guys. I guarded against that. There we go. That guy's dead. And being Void Touch means that these enemies actually grow and deal more damage the longer they are alive. So for this event, essentially, we basically step with these plates, and we basically make these orbs move around until they line up those faint diamond shapes over there with the orbs in them. So there's one. You don't have to get them right on the dot, but the closer the better, obviously. So there's another one, and we got one more. And boom, there we go. And in order to get the reward, we just need to pass on all the way to the bottom of this map here. It looks like there's a massive amount of spiders over there. But we can just hop down here, I think. And because our reward is... Oh, wow. Our reward is getting spit at, apparently. I mean, some people are into it. I'm not. Got another echo there. What is this thing? Let's go and get those guys. Because even if we're not hitting them, we're still getting them with the venom. I am trying to get out of here, actually. Why isn't our skill going on there?
enjoy.
There we go. For whatever reason, that wasn't triggering. Oh, no, we got trapped. I don't want to die. There we go. This, again, these guys are hitting harder, probably because we are on a, harder difficulty. And this guy is essentially the boss. Laying down all that web and also summoning more eggs. Looks like we only have one more heal left, so we do have to be careful on that front. But we are down here, and we have claimed a reward. So there we go. Looks like we got a Typhoon. So we got another axe. We got some 2 Halcyon orbs. That's going to be really good, as well as a cosmetic for our house. because there is housing in the game, and we still do have access to our home if you so want to, play into the aspect. You can decorate your little hovel at home back at Starlight. Let's see, how do we get back up the way? I guess we just go up this way. So far, so good. I will say, I do like the difficulty of the game. I do feel like, from time to time, the only reason why some of this game was difficult, just because you do have level ranges based on how much power that your character has through relics and leveling up and jazz, stuff like that. But through this system, you're able to... Are they going to follow me all the way? It looks like they are. I gotta deal with these guys now.
Let's go.
But through this way, the game isn't like just being increased by just your gear alone, but also because there is a difficulty modifier as well. Oh, and we got ourselves an epic relic for our character to use. We also got some enemies back here just waiting to be beaten up, I guess. I mean, free XP is free XP. If they're not going to fight me, I will fight them back. Because I am a bully. Alright. And we did get that epic, that purple, right? Oh, we got an ability point too. So let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to go ahead with transfusion because I would like this to do more damage, and I'd like to eventually get it down to where it can shoot 2 more homing needles at. Echoes, not echoes, accessories. Let's see, do we have a lower level accessory? So we have a level 5. That's an attack accessory. Where's that? Okay, so this is a Tenet of Valor. Ability power and defense increases. Defenses increases are fine, but we could always just accept a better attack relic, I guess. But we don't have any of that utility symbol down there. That little circle there denotes what you can equip onto it, because you can actually enhance these with something called echoes. Let's see. Let's go ahead and change some of these up. Let's go ahead and equip this purple one, and then we'll go ahead and equip this one in that slot. And then we will look at our artifacts. It's echoes. There we go. And do we have any shield echoes yet? We do. We got one from the Brood Hunter. Okay. So that's right there. So these right here are called echoes. You can essentially equip these to your gear, and they will make you passively stronger. As you level up, you can equip more, and you can also combine them to make the ones you have inherently stronger as well. But it looks like we do not have any... Oh, this one. Oh, everything has its own echo capacity. I see now. So we can actually increase these as well. This one has a... We can do one for 12. See, that's 131 and 73. That's brake power. Brake power is actually very good. I think I might do brake power. Yeah, because brake power is essentially your ability to stun an enemy. We also have health, though. And having extra health could be good. Right now, having plus 87 health could be very... And it gives us brake power. You know what? I'll do that one. We got another one here. Let's go ahead and... Go ahead and do this right here. Raise our crit rating up. And then we have another shield one. But we already have a shield echo equipped. I think we're good right now. We need to see if we can upgrade our weapon any further. I believe we can go to a weapon enhancer in town. And that'll allow us to basically upgrade the weapon we have. Because... yeah, used to be before you just found one weapon and you could level up the one weapon, but in this one it seems as though maybe your weapons don't level up the way they used to anymore. Oh, we missed that attack. He went a lot faster than I thought he was going to go. He dropped item there. What was that? That is a basic Broad Crystal Ichor, as well as another one of those. I forgot, we don't have any potions equipped. We should be using one of those because they also give us additional stuff. Mostly extra XP. It's only 3%, but 3% is better than no percent. That doesn't look like there's anything lost down there. Got some items back here. looks to be that there is a hidden chest over here. How do we access that? Might be able to get in there somehow. We can go down here. Ah, there's a ladder down here. Awesome. And there's also a chest over there. So I'm glad we jumped down here. There we go. I was a little finicky about letting me climb this ladder, that's for sure. And we got another Royal Adherence Focus. And that disabled those traps. And we can go and use a skeleton key. I don't know where I even got these skeleton keys from. Oh, we managed to get a first piece of one of her sets of armor. The Dissonance Garb, I believe it's called. Yeah, there we go. Cool. I don't have any pieces for her, again, mostly because I was playing Nis before. I didn't even realize I could play as Venomous, in all honesty. I didn't see the point where it told you could swap characters. So now that I'm playing her, she'll probably be my main until I decide to try something else. Let's try to see if we can lure this guy in here. Will he come this way if we hide over here? Oh, he like rubber banded back. Is that... That one's gonna die on its own. Oh yeah, I can see you guys back there. I'm gonna let him take his damage over there. I thought I counted that in time, but I guess not. Looks like we can't get the item that fell under there, but it didn't look to be of a high rarity, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Oh, is this a Phoenix event? We can try doing this. So Phoenix event eventually basically puts you up against a Phoenix that will respawn over and over again. And however many times you kill it depends on the gives you basically determines what type of reward you get. Is that what this is? No, this is something else. I think you just beat enemies with this one. Yeah, defeat enemies. There we go. There's our first set of enemies. Well, we are tearing through those guys. I believe that was it. There we go. And we got something called an encoded tracer. We need to... Oh, that was our mission. Ah, okay. But that is an event that you can do something with as well. But I am glad that we did the thing to begin with. Seeing as how it was a requirement for us. I'm just going to head for all of these spiders. And it looks like we were managed to take out a pretty good amount of health from these spiders without taking very much damage or any damage at all from what I could tell. Ooh, enigmatic cover. So that's part of another set. I do really... That is a... Was that not for her? I thought it was. Who was that for? I guess there's no way to tell without going in a... Does inventory show it? There we go. Who gets the enigmatic cover? That is for... Oh, that's for Kairos. Okay. Okay, so you can still earn the cosmetics or the gear for other classes or characters. It's good to know.
Don't make this too quick.
Go ahead and do that. Throw one of these down. I really love her skill set. Like, her skills are so good. one more. Should be all of them. There we go. Pathway is clear. Should also be noted that our goal is to not die here. We only have one potion left, but if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see a bar with 3 treasure chests. Every time you die, a part of that becomes marked out, essentially. And for every 2 deaths, you lose one of those treasure chests. After 6 deaths, you can still complete the level. You didn't lose it. You just don't get any bonus rewards. So it's very important that you try to maximize your reward gain by not dying, obviously. Let's see. Is there a way to get up here from down there? Because it looks like there's some treasure chests down there. And I would really like that stuff. Go do that. And it's important to note that that skill that I send out those darts with, that actually sends out homing darts. And for every enemy that hits, we get a heal. So, like, her toolkit revolves around poisoning enemies, doing damage, and soaking up that poison so that you can get additional healing on your character. That's another reason why she's really good, is because she's one of the few characters that can actually get health back at a regular interval, and it's fairly powerful healing, especially when you get the right gear pieces. Alright, and it looks like, oh, we got another memory here. It looks like we needed to get Senja to do that one. Unfortunately, I do not have Senja unlocked, so we cannot benefit from that one. And we are at the heart here. Mysterious Assailant. Oh, yeah? Oh, I walked right back into that. That is my bad. He doesn't seem to have a lot of parryable attacks, that's for sure. He seems to be more focused on doing whatever those little things are. I'm gonna see if I can do a little poison here. And he is getting large again, as you can see. Based off of that, his size, essentially we're more or less getting a stronger enemy to fight against. But we are dealing so much damage to him. He was definitely one of the easier bosses that I fought here. I didn't expect him to essentially not have any parryable attacks, but that's fine. Managed to complete the expedition. We got a crap ton of rewards. Shadow Movement, another Royal Adherent Focus, and a Typhoon were rewards to this. It looks like we got 2 Typhoons. And the weapons are randomly dropped, but I do want to go check out the town and see what other rewards we have available to us. We can go ahead and turn our quest into Omen. And of course, because this is an RPG, of course there's a whole bunch of story.
Shadow is the strongest element within the gloom, but I've never seen it as strong as in this zone.
What's
We
next?
need to stop the beacon's light from fading at any cost. Without it, the darkness would consume us all. I'm beginning to suspect the gloom is more than just a force. There may be something out there, something driving it. What you found in Aurelian proves that the Silver Codex was manipulating these forces decades before the fall. Their work may hold the answers we need.
I'm gonna go ahead and skip through this. I've pretty much gotten the story, but essentially the long and dirty of it is essentially there was these giant things called beacons. This is a beacon right here. Different places were connected by the beacons, and something happened. There was corruption, and it basically closed off everybody from everybody else. Now you're fighting through the void to establish your connections to everybody else once again. Basically, your character died at the very start of the game. You were revived after a while, and now you're one of the only people that they trust to go back into the void and try to establish communication between the different worlds. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Speak with the tavern keeper. We can also do that.
Hey there, always a delight.
So this is like all more or less kind of stuff that's been glossed over before. But there's important to note, there is some changes that have taken place. So for instance, one of the new things they basically brought back for this extended preview right here, because this is actually a preview, but it will carry over to when this patch goes live, I think next week, I believe. I believe it said the 9th. I could be wrong. Maybe it's the 6th. I can't remember. But we now have a mount. We can ride a horse. Or, you know, something akin to a horse, essentially, wherever we go. So, in town, wherever, as long as you're not going indoors. If you go indoors, it'll dismount you. Yeah. We did just get a new set of swords, though. That's important to note. Or new pair of daggers. That's what I meant to say. We got a level 6 pair of daggers. Essentially, this one has different... Oh, I didn't notice that. Some of these weapons have different echoes that you can equip to them. Oh, okay. I did not realize that. Okay, so, and it looks like they have a fairly good little dealy bomb here. These aren't equipped to anybody. And this one gives us a skill. Broodmother Silreth, losing half your guard break meter, grants damage shield equal to 25% max health and 50% reduction to incoming break damage. Alright. Do we have any more of this? We don't. Okay. We get any more accessories? We got a whole bunch of accessories, but these are level 7. Royal adherent. I have a royal adherent, don't I? No, I don't have a royal adherent. These are green. It says that we actually have the book. Oh, we do have a book. So there are also set bonuses. So if we were to find the Eventide ring, we get the set bonus of having 15% ability power, apparently. If we were to have on all 3 pieces.
Sharp as my steel.
Let's see. So, let's see. It looks like we can actually awaken weapons. Okay. So how does that work? Ah, okay. So it's done by materials. I believe that was the case beforehand. But before you could still level up the weapons, and then you could basically awake them, and then you could create weapons this way. But it looks like this is just how you upgrade weapons in general. So it looks like I need to find some unstable spectra, gems of avarice, and some silver spectra. We got plenty. Well, we have. I say plenty. We have some gold. You can also buy the weapons right now. The Juggernaut, I believe, is an entirely new weapon that was available for... No, actually, no, I take that back. I think they made that lie before they started everything over. Full Bore. Activate both drills and press them forward, dealing massive damage, continuous damage to all enemies directly in front of you. That sounds awesome. Is that new? I kind of think I want these full bore daggers. That sounds crazy good. I mean, it sounds fun. It might not be as good as what we have currently, but right now I believe all our daggers do is make our abilities trigger their damage twice, perhaps, I believe. I could look at the ability. I truly could, but I'm not going to. I am going to showcase what the Highlands looks like. It's more or less the same as well, but this is more of just like a performance check, just to show you how good the game is running currently in its current state. It is also important to note that they also did add an additional area to the game, so it isn't just the same game with no new content added. They did refine the game for a single-player focus rather than an MMO focus, or co-op setting as well, but they did add a third zone into the game. I haven't been there yet, but it is here. So we're going to go and talk to this guy, pick up this quest, and defeat Shrikes until you find Hagrid's bag. I actually don't remember this quest. So it is possible they also added in additional quests.
It's been too long.
So we're just going to run through all of this. This is also just mostly because of the fact that I have been through a great deal of this by myself already, back when it was the multiplayer focus. So, let's go talk to Kestrel at Kestrel's hideout. She's going to give us a quest, and we're going to have to go out venturing again as well. Go get her something as well. She's going to send us to the pit.
This connection will prove useful. We need a steady source of God's blood, and we should learn all we can about the Shrikes.
But we do also need to fight these Shrikes here, because we're also looking for a droppable that they're going to drop. I do find it a lot easier to fight these guys. I like Nis. She's a good character, but honestly, if you're looking at a character who's going to be easy to play, it's definitely my gal Venomous here. I did see some frame drop in there, but we are a-okay. It wasn't detrimental. I won't say the game is perfect. It's far from perfect, but it is in a technical sense, I believe it might be better than it used to be. There we go. Looks like we can find that. And it's good to get this God's Blood, by the way, because whenever we go into the next dungeon called the Pit, it will actually be very beneficial for us to have that, because you can turn in God's Blood to get rewards from secret caches inside those dungeons. Now, let's go and pick up another quest while we can. Alright, what about turning this quest in? Did we turn that one in at all? It doesn't look like we turned it into her. And now she wants us to fight enraged enemies here. And we'll make our way over to the pit. We're probably not going to die. We're not going to probably go into the pit in this video. But more or less, I just want to show what the game looks like as a whole from that. I am not doing good here. There we go. There's those guys dead. Alright. Oh, and it looks like we do have some other items we can collect around here. What is this? This is the Silver Spectra? This is a Verdant. Okay. I should have known that. It's not silver, it's green. Oh, there is a Silas point over here, I believe. Yeah, there is. Okay, so we can get him some more, or Silo, I'm sorry. We can go ahead and activate him to get him some more XP, as well as get some more lore on him. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and swap back to Venomous.
Just tell me what the mission is.
And I gotta say, honestly, I do kind of like these little lore bits. They're not imperative or anything like that, but I do like the fact that they're not just like text. I mean, it's not much better. It's just like a graphic with some text. But, you know, I like the fact that it's just not like a book that you have to read. It's an actual visual. Oh! We have ourselves another one right here, and this one's for Grendel, but we don't have Grendel, so we're not going to worry about that.
There you are, love. You got the connection. Now go to the pit and see what you can find.
Get up on our horse. I so love the fact that we have a horse. Honestly, one of my favorite additions to the game. Got some more God's Blood we could take. I can't move there. That piece of wood that's right there is kind of really hold me up. There we go. Poison took them out. Nice. Take this guy out. Good stuff all around. Oh, that's not actually God's blood we can take. Oh, well. I want to say there's a... Yeah, there's a teleport thingy up here we can activate. Something we definitely should. Also, it's important to note there are treasure chests around the game. In the open world, if you were to find and activate, they will drop cosmetics for your character now. Paint, sprays, keychains, all sorts of things. So on the cosmetic front, the game is, because it's a box title, you can now earn everything in game. So we've officially unlocked the pit. I can go ahead and do the pit mission, but I am going to go ahead and end the game, or the impressions here, just because I don't want to get the video too long. That being said, this is a first look at the newest patch being rolled out to Wayfinders and what it looks like in the opening hours. I will say, definitively, if you're looking for a game with a harder difficulty, the fact that they give you different difficulty options from the get-go, as well as easier difficulty options if you thought the game was too difficult on the single-player focus, that is really nice. I thoroughly enjoy that aspect of the game. I also feel like, again, on a technical front, this game is in a much better place. Now, that isn't to say that you shouldn't be mad. The game pivoted from being a multiplayer MMO-esque type game to a single-player game. I can completely understand your frustrations there. However, I gotta be honest, like, if you give it a chance, you know, because I found that even when Wayfinders was a multiplayer focus, that more often than not, especially when I got to the higher end content, I wasn't necessarily finding enough people to do that stuff. And I think that's because on a technical level, it was flawed because of its MMO aspects. So what's here is a game that's gotten a little bit more polish. It still needs quite a bit of stuff, but that is because it is still in early access, of course. But what's here, I feel like, is definitely probably the direction they probably should have called quits and gone into before earlier. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you have every right to disagree with me, but I honestly feel like this could be for the betterment of the game, and I really like Airship, Syndicate, and with, you know, the way things are in gaming, essentially, lately, as they have been, with everybody constantly worrying about if they're going to have a job now in the gaming industry. I am hoping the Airship Syndicate can turn this into a win for themselves, because they make good stuff. Like, I feel like the stuff they've made has shown that they have the potential to be a great game studio one day, and that their portfolio so far has been fairly good, minus, you know, Wayfinders and, you know, how bungled up the initial launch of this game was. So if you like the content and you want to see more games like Wayfinder here on the channel, or hell, if you want to see more Wayfinder here on the channel, make sure you're commenting down below. Let me know what your thoughts on the game. Did you play this game back when it was more MMO-esque? Did you get to the end game? How much of it did you play? Or have you tried out the preview right now, and is your opinion different than mine? Let me know what your comments are on it, as far as what you think the game is like now compared to what it is. Are you mad? Are you happy? Are you in between? Mixed? You have no interest in this game whatsoever? Let me know. So that being said, you guys take care, and I will catch you all in the next video. Later.